Hollywood did not decide to love Marilyn Monroe. It needed her. At a time when the industry was searching for something new, something unforgettable, Marilyn appeared like an answer to a question no one had fully formed yet. She was not just another actress, she was a moment, a shift, a presence that changed the temperature of every room she entered. The studios moved quickly. Cameras adored her in ways they rarely adored anyone else. Light softened around her. Focus followed her naturally. Even standing still, she commanded attention. Hollywood recognized it instantly. This was not talent alone. This was magnetism. Audiences responded without explanation. Men admired her. Women watched her closely, not just for beauty, but for something harder to define. She felt accessible and distant at the same time, confident yet vulnerable, playful yet sad. That contradiction made her unforgettable. Roles followed a pattern: the blonde, the flirt, the object of desire. Hollywood placed her inside a narrow frame and called it success. Marilyn smiled on screen, laughed easily, moved with softness. But behind the scenes, frustration grew. She was becoming famous for an image, not for range. Publicity machines worked relentlessly. Photo shoots, interviews, premieres. Every appearance reinforced the same idea. Marilyn Monroe was Hollywood's new icon. The studios controlled the narrative carefully. Mystery was encouraged. Complexity was hidden. The fantasy had to remain intact. Fame accelerated quickly. Posters filled streets. Her face became recognizable everywhere. Strangers felt ownership over her image. Marilyn no longer belonged to herself. She belonged to the public imagination. Attention followed her constantly. Privacy dissolved. The pressure intensified. Success demanded consistency. Marilyn was expected to deliver the same energy, the same allure, the same perfection every time. Growth was risky. Change was dangerous. The icon could not evolve too visibly without threatening the illusion. Inside, the gap widened. Norma Jean wanted respect, creative control, serious roles. Hollywood wanted predictability, sex appeal, box office certainty. These desires collided quietly, building tension beneath the surface of success. Despite limitations, Marilyn worked hard. She studied acting, took classes, challenged herself privately. She wanted to be more than the image, but each attempt to step outside the frame met resistance. The industry had invested too much in the icon to allow disruption. The world celebrated her as effortless, natural, lucky. Few recognized the discipline behind the softness, the anxiety behind the smile, the preparation behind the performance. Being an icon required constant awareness. Every gesture mattered. Every word echoed. Hollywood rewarded visibility, not vulnerability. Marilyn learned when to speak and when to stay silent. Public confidence masked private doubt. Applause became familiar. Validation became addictive. Without it, uncertainty returned quickly. As her fame peaked, so did expectations. Bigger films, bigger publicity, bigger presence. Marilyn carried it all carefully, aware that one misstep could change everything. Icons are admired, but they are also replaceable. The contradiction became sharper. She was admired everywhere, yet understood nowhere. Praised constantly, yet rarely listened to. Seen as a symbol, not a person. Hollywood celebrated her image while quietly limiting her growth. Still, her impact was undeniable. Marilyn Monroe redefined femininity on screen. She shifted how desire was portrayed. She influenced fashion, culture, and behavior. She became a reference point, not just an actress. Hollywood's new icon was complete. The image was powerful, the attention unstoppable, the admiration global. But icons are fragile. They are built high and held there by expectation. The higher they rise, the harder it becomes to breathe. Marilyn was beginning to feel that weight. Behind the flashing cameras, questions were forming. How long could she maintain the image? How much control could she reclaim? Who was she allowed to become next? Hollywood had crowned her. Now it was watching closely. And what followed would test whether Marilyn Monroe could remain an icon without losing herself entirely.